Oh, put your fat face up there and there's nothing. Welcome to Lunch with Jim and A.Ron, where we don't have lunch and probably you don't either.
Is this mic on?
But we sit and we talk about whatever comes to mind. And we hope to accrue some questions and answers from our viewers with the little Q&A app, which I realize is kind of cumbersome to get to. I still need to, that's something I need to do next week. Next week's a little sleepier, a little quieter. I need to come up with some exact instructions on how to do that, how to participate and do all that stuff. What do we want to talk about this week?
PayPal wants me to know that I've got money in my account and I should spend it on PayPal things.
Really? Well, that's smart marketing.
They just sent me an email and said, hey, go to Walmart and shop, go to Target and shop, go to eBay and shop.
All right.
Ain't
nothing wrong with a little bit of marketing bump and grind.
I guess. Yeah, why not?
So we just, one thing we can talk about, lots of things we can talk about. I mean, we just this morning watched Breaking Bad episode 203. We're going to be podcasting on that a little bit later. We've got coming out probably today a little movie podcast where we talked a little Interstellar, a little Snowpiercer, a little Big Hero 6.
I think we got to save that for tomorrow.
Really?
I think we don't have anything coming out tomorrow, do
American Horror. Just because you're not in it doesn't
your
mean...
stupid little podcast you guys do. Yeah, I forgot about that.
So we also turned 6 million downloads over on the download odometer. That's a pretty big milestone.
Yeah,
we hit 5 million back in July. Less than 6 months later, much less than, almost less, around 5 months later, we turn over 6. With the winter we've got coming up, where Better Call Saul comes out, where we got Walking Dead coming back in February, where we're putting Justified back on the map, where we're getting The Americans, which is a huge hit show. Yeah. We could see 7 million. We could see 7 million before Game of Thrones, right?
So the trend has been about 300,000 a month when Walking Dead's on the air.
Yeah.
So maybe like you get 2.5 months of that, you get some other shows in the mix. Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
I mean it's kind of cool that we're racking up those millions faster and faster. Although somebody on the forums, I think, put a little cold water by saying, "Hey, yeah, 6 million downloads. That's a good week for Serial."
No, that's a Thursday morning for Serial.
That's a Thursday morning. Yeah. Speaking of Serial, have you heard this week's episode yet? I listened to it.
This week's the one where they talk about the defense?
Nope. They just one dropped this morning. This Thursday.
No, then fuck no, I haven't heard that.
I find it's the perfect length for a drop my kid off of school commute. Because like it only takes me like 20 minutes to get to school, but there's like a back road I can take that's kind of like a nice, easy drive that's about 40 minutes. And it's become my habit to catch up on Serial during that ride, because it's also Thursday morning, and what else am I doing? I just can't. I don't listen to Serial with him in the car because it's about people killing. And Sarah Koenig said "motherfucker" on today's podcast.
She said "motherfucker."
She said "motherfucker."
Did that go out over the NPR airwaves?
Well, I mean, it went
certainly not.
It went off on the Serial podcast. I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
But did you see her Colbert Report appearance last night?
No.
Okay, interesting. Well, then I don't know what to talk about. Are we going to do something in celebration of 6 million downloads? Or are we going to give ourselves the Christmas vacation?
I don't like 5 million. Yeah, that was a huge milestone.
So you're saying nothing from us until we get to 10.
Yeah, kind of. Like, I don't know what to do every million. Like, if we were Serial, did they say every million we're going to do a thing? Like,
no, they said
they'd be just doing things constantly.
Yeah, they said we want to fully fund our podcast for next season if you give us money, and they did it in 1 week. That's a nice trick.
Nice. Yeah, we still haven't learned that trick.
No. Do you think that? Shoot, I got derailed. I forgot what I was going to say.
Okay.
No, I totally forgot.
All right. Well, I don't know what to talk about, man.
I got something for him. Okay. A Godfather extravaganza over the next 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do a Godfather podcast, Godfather 2 podcast. How about that? But we were totally planning on doing those.
Where'd the Godfather 3 podcast go?
It's maybe that's for 7 or that's for 10 million. We got to save something.
You're saving the worst Godfather movie for the 10 million
You don't
mark?
know that. You've never even seen the movie.
I've heard it's the worst.
Yeah,
And when you look at the first and second, I don't see how the third could be as good.
It's funny because I used to say that about the second one. Like it used to annoy me that people claim that the second one is better than the first one.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not so sure. I think saying clearly better is a little bit of a stretch.
Oh yeah,
but it's probably at least as good. It's just not as immediately accessible. I mean, that's the thing. Okay. Like, you know, Godfather's is watchable from the literally first frame. Where Godfather 2, there's a couple parts where it just feels a little bit harder to get a hold of. But that's for the Godfather podcast.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You can talk about the Star Wars trailer. I don't think we've talked about that anymore.
I don't think we've talked about that. One cool thing is our buddy Richard from Screen Monsters sent us a really cool print that he worked up for the Breaking Bad.
Yeah, give it the wide shot.
Give it the wide shot. Well, the wide shot's not going to show the detail.
No, but
it's not going to have my.
It shows the whole thing at least.
Well, this is the detail shot. Okay.
The poster says half measures.
And it's you can't tell, but this is actually like a bronze flake. So it's got, you know, like a bass boat kind of shimmers. And it's our favorite Man Trout here. And we'll go wide with it. See what that does for us. Whoa, went too wide. This is the whole schmeal with the studio lights just whiting it out.
Yep.
Boom.
Yeah.
But that's cool. That's a really awesome print. We're going to have to give it a place of honor up in our studio.
All right.
Do you have something?
I've got something I want to try.
Okay.
I want to try to replace my head with Jonathan Banks. Can we make that happen?
I don't know that we can make that happen. All right. Tilt my camera down.
All right. I'm taking your camera off the tripod.
Oh,
shit. The cable's not long enough.
I was going to say, just tilt it down. You're not going to be able to hold that steady. Put it back on. The tripod.
Tilting it down is not going to work.
I'll make this happen. What do you mean it won't happen? Yeah, tilt it down.
Well, now I can't see a goddamn thing.
There you go. Move it over. Does it need to come?
What do you mean? I can't see what?
Oh, you can't.
What you want me to
I
do.
See what you're saying. All right. You need to rotate it. Or you need to make the camera kind of come back, swing around on it, and then somehow we need to get JB like all.
Yeah, this was a bad idea from the start.
Well, it's going to happen. I almost spilled Whistle Pig all over it. Does that count for anything? All right. So we've got in principle everything we need to do to do the head and replacement.
Sure.
Let's try this out.
I'm gonna zoom in on that guy.
Whoa.
Okay.
I forgot about this. Yeah, we'll just leave Garrett up there. Sure.
All right.
Why not? Why not?
You have to crop the shit out of that.
I am. I'm going to be cropping the shit out of it. Ooh, you need to be saying something entertaining while I'm doing this. That's the problem. You know that's how I did like a little dog and pony while you guys were deliberating the costume, and I was just like making a fool of myself. You need to channel that. Get that going.
All right. Sure. Look at that Man Trout's ears. That's impressive. You can get that right on my face. Hey, everybody.
Little known fact, the Man Trout hails from San Diego. Went to San Diego University. Say something for us, Mike.
Hey, everybody. How's it going?
This is pretty low rent shit, man.
It is. It is. What we need to do is we need to get a close-up of my mouth and overlay it over his. And then like the Conan O'Brien stuff.
Wait a second.
I don't know if we can actually do that, but
can I duplicate a camera? Like add a camera again?
Yeah.
Really?
Many times as you want.
No.
Oh,
no. No.
But the zoom on this is not going to be nearly.
This won't work.
I mean, maybe it will.
There's no effing way it's going to work.
Also, if you could get my eyes in there, that'd be great too. Like that's the thing I think Conan's pictures were missing. Conan's skits is that he didn't have the eyes. Because if you had the eyes, you could do so much more with that.
If you think I'm going to put your eyes on top of this,
no, I don't expect you to.
You're insane. I don't have the precision, and you're gonna have to work with me. You're gonna have to slouch and slump and do some horrifying. I'm gonna give you a this is gonna turn into like Thumb Wars.
Yeah, this is gonna be a shit show.
Pretty quick. Let's see. Do I have to make this a bigger number to make that? There we go. Ooh.
Oh, hey.
Now we're starting to look.
We control the vertical and the horizontal.
Boom.
Yeah.
I got that axis about where I want it to be.
Hey, everybody.
That's pretty good, right?
Sure. Yeah, now squeeze that other side in
dialed
there.
In. Ooh. We could have like a dentist give you a long distance dental checkup too. Okay. Let's now work.
This is blurry as shit. All right, so size it down, put it on his mouth. We're good to go. Hey, everybody. I'm Mike the Man Trout.
This is like the mouth of Sauron, more like it.
I'm Mike the Man Trout. Walter. Walter. What are you doing, Walter? You're selfish and you're stubborn.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up, Walter. Trouble is I can't see it. I need to put my glasses back on.
Oh, yeah, that'll help.
Oh, that helps. Big smile from Mike.
Oh, God, I'm going to pass out.
Yeah.
This isn't even that funny, but I'm about to pass out. At how surreal it all is.
Do you like my sweatshirt? I went to San Diego State University.
Now you're going Batman with it. It gives you a little Batman effect because it's just your mouth. It looks like
it really does.
You're Mike Man.
Like Mike's face is the cowl.
You are literally the Man Trout at this point. We're launching a new comic series here. Can I put this back the way it was? Oh, yes. Yes.
So we can switch to it whenever we want.
That's so cool. We'd have the mic. We just have the mic
Jonathan
cam.
Banks in the studio, Walter. Walter. I need a drink, Walter.
What's your That's a pretty good Banks grimace there. Let me see here. Whoa. Uh-oh. That didn't go right. That did not go right at all. Shit. Fuck, man. I fucked it up. Fucked it right up. Nope, that's not it.
Where's my mouth?
Hell if I know. I've lost it. I somehow...
Did you uncheck the mouth cam?
There we go. That's it. I need to... Did it Z-axis go wonky or something? That's the one, right? Right, that one right there. That's all the way at the top. Why is it not? Huh. I don't know, man. It was fun while it lasted. Oh, there it is. There it is. What? Why the hell is it so small?
You see it?
Yeah.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know. I don't understand this whole system well enough to theorize on what happened. I think it, like, when I was trying to get it a little tighter on your mouth, and somehow it screwed up the scaling on it. There you go. That is an unhappy. That is an unhappy Mike the Man Trout.
This is how I always look. Walter.
No half measures.
No half measures, Walter.
I was back in Philadelphia and I had to beat a man to death.
Born and raised in West Philadelphia. I can't keep the front face on.
On the police force is how I spent most of my days. So do you think it's possible that we could like, is there a way we could like
do this live?
No, green screen that.
Oh,
so
totally.
It's like, yeah.
I mean, what we would do is we would put like a gradient green screen circle around his mouth probably and have it.
Yeah.
And then pull that out and just put my mouth in there.
Dude, this would really blow open the whole idea of like live skits.
Oh,
wide
my God.
open. Like we could just go to like a Rick Grimes cam. Like Rick, what do you have to say about this week's episode? Or we could have a Shane or Lori or Carl.
Yep.
I don't know why I always go to Walking Dead when it's time to do skit time mode. Yeah, it just seems like it's skits. It's skit worthy. You want to see something that's really crazy?
Bitches.
This is the annoying orange, man. This is all he does. He puts that shit on an orange and calls it good. No. I like to remind people that you can actually submit questions.
Please do.
If using there should be on your screen on your video a little orange box in the bottom left there. Tilt that back up.
Okay.
That allows you to click on and turn on the QA app. You need to pay in. Nope, other way. You can put it right on a Christmas tree. That'd be kind of cool. Oh, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree. All right, back to me. Man, what else should we talk about? That was fun.
I don't know. We could do camera tricks all episode.
Nah, I'm vetoing that. Although, I wonder what else I can do with this thing. Can I?
I feel like most of the characters would have. Jesus. Oh, no.
Oh, wow. I can make that shit go upside down. Dang. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's weird.
Oh, you want to know? You want to get really creepy with it? Oh, fuck. I'm hoping this is what's going to do it. What the hell? What did that just do?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Huh. Weird. I don't know what I just did with it. I thought I was trying to make your mouth go up and down. Like, that's mirrored.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I could probably do this. Nope. Yeah. This is the true horror right here.
What the fuck is this?
I was trying to put your mouth like a vertical slit over your real mouth, but that's
that's weird.
Okay, enough of that. For real, enough of that.
Okay. We have a question.
Do we?
Uh-huh.
Let's see. Wes said, did I hear you mention that you would be doing a serial wrap-up cast? That is the plan. The plan entirely depends on whether we can get we have a friend, his name's Ian Samuel. We might have talked about this last week. It feels like we talked about this sometime. But he is a very successful appellate attorney. He does mostly appeals. He actually worked for the federal government for a long time under the United States Attorney's Office.
Yeah, he clerked for Supreme Court.
Argued in front of the Supreme Court. He clerked for one of the justices of the Supreme Court for a year. He's now in one of the big law firms in New York City. And I think it'd be really cool to get that angle because you get a lot of like layman speculation. And,
yeah, right. Like, oh, Anand's clearly innocent.
Yeah.
Like,
anytime someone says he's clearly innocent or clearly guilty, my eyes kind of glaze over and I just start like, please go on, tell me more. But I think it would be cool to interject someone with real legal expertise. And I talked to him and I guess attorneys are loving this.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
And he verified that fact and that he's been like a starting in the second week listener and he has lots of opinions about it. But he's also super busy. Yeah. And it's Christmas time and it's going to be very hard to kind of corral him. But if we can do that, if we can do that, then I would love to do a wrap up.
Yeah, I imagine it'll be a lot like the episode of Serial that she did that where she actually went to these people who like try to determine if cases were mishandled, like on the actual podcast.
It's like the Innocence Project or something.
Is that what it's called?
Hell if I know.
But yeah, I think it would be a lot like that, where we would talk with someone who actually knows what they're talking about and be asking questions like, does this look fishy? Like, what the hell went on here? Because I really liked that episode of the podcast, and I thought, man, I'd love to hear more discussion with these people. You know?
Yeah, that's been the most interesting. Honestly, do you feel like the podcast is running out of steam a bit? Like, this is the third episode in a row today that I feel like I haven't learned anything new. And the show, I feel like this might have been better as an 8-episode series. This particular
maybe
case.
I don't know. I liked and I didn't like last episode. I liked the idea of last episode. Go and examine the defense and say, okay, what did the defense do? What was their defense of Adnan? But I don't feel like they went in depth enough on that, right?
It seems like it just confirmed it confirmed what I already thought about the defense, that it was kind of slipshod and wasn't very careful, and that yes, there were cultural biases against the young man. But
I expected in an episode dedicated to the defense that they would go deeper on that, and I would learn more. You're right.
Yeah, like I mean, I honestly, the whole listening to her cross-examine Jay was, to me, that was it. I'm like, if I'm a jurist, this is terribly boring, extremely insulting, and it's prejudicing me as it goes on. I just didn't, like in her heyday, she might have been like this really, formidable force of legal nature or whatever. But this was not her heyday, and I just felt bad for her, and I felt bad for Nan and all the families that she was representing at the end.
Like when Sarah talks with people who are actually involved in the legal system, it seems like she's not like Gutierrez is not that far off the mark as far as her defense, right? Well, like Sarah herself is like, I don't see how this is effective, but every legal person she talks to has been like, yeah, that's basically how you do a trial.
Well,
so it's like, is that us as lay people being out here going, well, I would be annoyed by this woman with these questions these questions which are designed to make the guy look stupid, and she's getting answers that she wants, and then she continues to ask the same question over and over again. Like, that sort of shit would annoy me, but as a juror and as a lawyer, do you think that's normal?
I don't know. I mean, there again, we're
I want to ask Ian about that specifically.
But I think what I've heard them say is that the things she's doing are legitimate defense tactics, but I've never heard them say that what she is doing is particularly good or well suited for this particular case. And that's kind of what I suspect. Like, some of these things she's doing would be effective if she had, and the other thing is she just
organized it a little better.
It seemed like she failed basic due diligence. Like, not, I keep coming back to, like, she didn't follow up with the one person that could provide an alibi. And, if you're a defense attorney and you don't follow up on those leads, it's like, it's not only did she not turn up new stuff or like get out there and do any work, but the stuff that was kind of handed to her on a silver platter, she didn't follow up on adequately, in my opinion. So
sure.
And then her, it's like, I was listening to the Slate spoiler podcast, serial podcast, where they actually just talk. They just talk about the case.
Yeah. And
the two women on there were like, I hate saying this, but honestly, hearing her kind of grating, naggy, whiny, it's like you wonder if somebody with a different tone of voice or different physical presence,
different demeanor,
with different demeanor would have been better suited for this case.
Yeah, I can't help but think that would influence me if I were sitting on that jury, whether I wanted it to or not.
So let's see here. I don't want it to turn into the serial podcast, but I'll take this last question that the West put in here. It says, did it disturb anybody in today's episode when she mentioned she got Adnan's permission to use the conversation about stealing money? It makes me worried that there could be juicy info he may not have allowed her to use. I don't know. I mean, that's kind of been my problem with this podcast from the get-go. And I enjoy the podcast, but it feels weird to be vicariously getting enjoyment from in like a Law and Order sense from this young man's case. And he's a 17-year-old that went to jail, and 15 years he's probably never going to get out. So, you know, her cooking the books in his favor is almost like an afterthought for me. And also, these were things that weren't matters of public record. So I feel like as a good reporter, when she's talking about rumors and reporting on speculation, that she has to get, you know, there has to be some kind of ground rules, or what is she doing? You know,
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know you haven't seen this
week's podcast,
today's podcast, so I don't know. Didn't particularly bother me over much any more than the rest of the stuff does.
I am a little. I don't know. You said like that Sarah may be, you know, stacking the deck for Adnan a bit, and I think that's kind of been the overall impression I've taken from Serial, is that she doesn't believe he's guilty, and the tone of the podcast kind of takes that bent to it. Right. Kind of has that bent to it. So, like when I'm listening, I'm like, oh, there she goes again, completely defending Adnan and throwing doubt on everyone else.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how I feel about that, because like I'm trying not to let that influence my opinion on it.
Sure.
But at the same time, if it influences her opinion on it, and she's the one making the podcast, then he's right. There may be things that she doesn't even say that maybe would have some sort of negative spin on Adnan. Because frankly, right now, I haven't heard anything negative about him.
Sure.
Like there was one question she asked him, and I can't remember what it was, but it was a few episodes ago. She asks him a question in the interview tapes while he's in prison. He does not have an answer for.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a logic question. Like, if this, then why would you do this? And he can't answer it. He sits there for a good 10 seconds without saying a damn thing. And comes back and is like, I don't know.
So yeah.
And that's the one time where I'm like, okay, maybe
I don't think she sweats
maybe there's
him
a little bit.
I don't think she sweats him very hard at all, because like even in the beginning when she's making a point where like try to account for your whereabouts 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
But then as the episodes go on, we learned that wasn't an average day. That was a day that your ex-girlfriend that you just broke up with disappeared. The police called you. You went and did this kind of road trip thing with your friend. I mean, like I can understand like not knowing the particulars of when you went to school in particular, but
yeah,
if a policeman called you that day and you don't remember where you were when you got that phone call, or why you were there, how long you were there, and how you got there, that's fishy to me. So my perspective is, I feel like at this point, I'm kind of I fall into, I think Adnan probably did it, but I also don't think it's beyond reasonable doubt.
Okay.
So I don't think he should have been convicted. And also I think it's weird that a 17-year-old committed murder. And always used to, you've heard this old joke about like, man, I wish I just killed my ex because I would have been gotten out with 8.5 years in good behavior. Murderers used to get out on parole. Why is a kid that if he did kill this woman, why is he going to spend his entire life in jail? Do you think the man right now is the same kid that could have potentially killed his ex-girlfriend? I feel like
I doubt it.
15 or 20 years.
I don't know if he could kill now. Maybe. Who knows? But
yeah,
he's not the same guy. No.
I mean, didn't people used to get out on parole and things like that, even if they committed heinous crimes? I mean, Probably. Are we saying that we're just not even pretending that this is a correctional facility, an institution?
Yes. No, we haven't pretended that in a long time in this country. It's punitive. It's all punitive. None of it is to help.
Just life in prison for a minor. Being tried as an adult and then giving life in prison with no possibility of parole seemed pretty grim. So that's all I'm going to say about the podcast.
Yeah. That's we do a podcast on the podcast.
Let me see. This is, I don't know what this person's name is. Lil Keef. I'm going to call you Lil Keef because why not?
All right.
General question. What are some of your favorite Christmas traditions? This would be a real easy question for you to answer, Jim.
Yeah. I like to. So one of my biggest traditions every year is I get up in the morning. I don't go to work because that's a national holiday.
Mm-hmm.
And I play video games. I just play video games all day, man. I got nothing to do. Nothing to do on Christmas.
Not a bad way to spend it. So like I've got two I've had 3 phases in my life where Christmas wasn't a thing because I was in our former religion that didn't celebrate Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And what I like to do, our tradition then was we'd usually eat Chinese food and we go see a movie.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I did that a couple of times with you, a couple of Christmases.
Sure. And then on when I was in kind of the wilderness where I was out of the religion, but I didn't have a young child or any kind of motivation to celebrate Christmas, I
still did Chinese food.
I did the Chinese food. I did the movies and I played a lot of video games. I did whatever the hell I want because it's like the one day, like there's nothing happening. Yeah. Like even half the filling stations around here are closed. Like there's literally nothing going on. Now, like, so the last 3 or 4 years, I've gotten really big into Christmas, and I put up my tree the Friday of Thanksgiving weekend. I take down my tree whatever the weekend after New Year's Eve is, and that's a huge thing with my family. You know, we take turns putting the ornaments up. My son helps me hang the lights and hang the tinsel and all that crap. My girlfriend loves to bake. And she makes like all kinds of different Christmas concoctions. We play Christmas music constantly.
Oh God!
Like starting around when we put up the lights, we just listen to Christmas music. I've got a secular Christmas music playlist on Spotify. There's a channel.
It's
every
4
year.
songs long.
No, it's easier than you'd think to find 50, 60 secular Christmas songs. And there's this like Warm 98.5 plays Christmas music from Thanksgiving until like New Year's 24/7 around the clock. So that's always good when you're in a car or whatever. This year I started something new where I'm building a winter village. I've got a little I had a little train set that I inherited from when my grandmother died, of all things. It's been sitting in my closet forever. And we've got this little area above our fireplace. That's like a little triangular area. It's, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 square feet. But the circle of that track fits in there perfect. So I got a 1-inch layer of that cotton fleece stuff, or I don't know what you'd use it for, like quilting. I put that in there for snow, and I've got the train tracks laid around it. And I've got some of those plaster buildings.
Ooh,
they're just like white formed plaster buildings. And I love painting miniatures. Like D&D minis and stuff like that.
You're going to be 4 years from now, you're going to have a basement with a full table laid out.
Yeah.
Your train set's going to be set up. You're going to have a snow machine above it, dropping snow on it constantly. You're going to be that guy.
So we got a couple buildings we're painting. I'm wanting to build, like, my girlfriend and I had this idea that we'll add each year something to it. And we want to do something from our hometown. So like I'm building the Mooresville Water Tower.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to build like the main strip in Mooresville.
Shit.
Put a Taco Bell, shitty music store,
Mr.
Long John
Video,
Silver's,
Karma
Kroger.
Records. Yeah. The head shop. No, I put it at the water tower, and I'm going to build a scale model of her old elementary school, because I guess that's Landmark and Wanamaker.
Okay.
And cool. Every year we're going to make it a little bit bigger and cooler. And we got lights for it and everything. It's like, it's disgusting. In 5 years, what I'm going to be is Clark Griswold. Which is a what reference? It's a National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation reference.
Yeah. Okay.
The other thing is, like, what I like to do, because I'm a cheap bastard, is at the end of every Christmas, Christmas lights are all like super cheap, and decorations are super cheap. So like at the week after Christmas, me and my girlfriend Cecily go around and we buy everything half off to make next year's Christmas even awesomer.
Yeah.
And it's cool because when you get your Christmas stuff out, it's like all the stuff is boxed up. It's like, oh man, I can put twice as many lights on the tree now. And that's another goal. I want my tree to look like it's visibly undergoing, it's incandescing. Okay. It's like turning to plasma. That's my ultimate goal for how many lights to put on that son of a bitch. So that's the Christmas tradition. And then of course you got in the Christmas morning, you open the presents. We have like 6 Christmases this year. Which I understand how some people get Christmas fatigue, but it's still new enough that I don't. So like I got, my Cecily's family Christmas, my Christmas with my sister, Christmas with my dad. Like for the next 2 weeks is going to be Christmases, like 2 or 3 Christmases a weekend. It's pretty intense.
Sounds like it.
All right, next question. What is your choice spirit for putting in eggnog? And can you share that Spotify playlist? Yes, I will share that Spotify playlist. I don't know how to. Maybe I'll post it on the forums.
I don't drink eggnog very often.
I'll give you a hint because so if you can get alcoholic eggnog, and that's the way to go.
That's what I do. Yeah.
There's like a Christian Brothers brandy version.
I don't bother making my own.
If you can't get the eggnog that is pre-mixed alcohol, then I would just get the eggnog that's like rum flavored or whatever, and then introduce it to some of this. You don't need a lot. It's Everclear, and you put that in there, and it's not going to flavor it. It's just going to give you the go juice you're looking for. So that's my go-to. If I'm not getting pre-mixed stuff that's already got the rum or the brandy or whatever in there, I'm throwing the diesel juice because I don't want to taste it. I want to taste like eggnog and just have it get me fucked up.
Yeah.
Oh, so you pronounce it I like ATHF. But this is Tyler W /WarpFox. What is ATHF? Is that Alien Ant Farm or ATHF? Isn't that like some kind of
it's probably a band.
Yeah, like an electronica band or something. That sounds kind of right.
I have a feeling he'll tell us.
Yeah, probably. What else? The other thing I like to do on Christmas break is ski, but I'm broke this year, so that's not going to happen. I've managed to get season passes at Perfect North for the last 2 years, but wasn't in cars because it's super expensive to ski, man.
I'm hoping especially when you got to rent your equipment every time you go.
Well, see, I got the package where that's all included.
Ah, okay.
And I was this close to just getting my. I probably would have this year if I had not quit my job to become a poor podcaster. Yeah. I'd have probably gotten because I was switching to snowboard anyway. I'd probably just gotten snowboard and boots and hit out that way. But I don't know. Levi is telling me I need to come out to bring a Jack out to his house. He lives in Boulder. Levi, if you don't know, is a Rocky Mountain correspondent for Personal Arrogance. He said I need to come out there and go skiing or snowboarding with him. And if I had the money, I'd do it because, man, there's nothing better than alpine skiing in Colorado.
Sure. It's Aquafina Hunger Force. I should have known that.
Oh, shit. Of course. Yeah. Okay. Wes wants to know, is there a current favorite board game? Would you ever consider playing one on lunch video? Funny you should mention that.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, I've been wanting to play like Battle for Hill 218 with you for one of these lunches because that's something you can play with multiple versions. And did a Kickstarter reprinted because I couldn't find my deck for the longest time, and I was just like, well, shit, they're $5. I'll go buy one. They're out of print. Like you can get used decks for like $100 off of eBay right now.
Jesus.
And like a new decks are going for like $200 on Amazon. It's crazy, but it's a really fun game. Anyone asks me, my go-to current favorite board game for 2-player is Battles of Westeros.
Yeah, that's a hell of a game.
It is a awesome game.
It's complicated, but it's a great strategy game.
It's the most fun, complex war game that you can actually finish in an evening.
Yeah.
In fact, it's kind of rewards like you blocking out 6 hours of play because the initial setup takes a long time, but as soon as you get done playing it, you want to go again. And you often want to say, I want to do that scenario and just retry a different strategy. And it's cool to just like, okay, well, everything's set up. So just get your guys and we'll start again.
Yeah.
Also, my favorite group game, Game of Thrones board game is fucking tight, man.
Yeah.
Battlestar Galactica is pretty good too.
Battlestar Galactica is great, especially if you have a group of friends who enjoy
fucking each other.
Enjoy a little intrigue in their games.
It's like the Serial podcast, except for everyone is suspected of being guilty.
Yeah.
There's no due process. There's no rules of evidence. It's baseless accusations. Test of character and loyalty.
Yeah.
And every once in a while you roll dice to see how many Cylons you blow up.
Yeah, that game's a ton of fun just because of the interactions you have with the other players.
Because I guess we should say it's so you either know Battlestar or you don't, but the core mechanic is one of your party is a Cylon and you don't know who that is. And the Cylon has various ways that they can fuck with the human interactions and more or less be hidden. And then if you do find them out, they can die and go to the Cylon resurrection ship and then really start fucking with you. So that one's fun. I think if there's anything else, I really like Agricola.
Yeah,
that's a fun, like, especially if it's a couple, like it's just you and your girlfriend or you and your boyfriend. That's a fun game to play. And
yeah, for easy ones, I like just like quick fun games. I like Carcassonne a lot. I think that's a fun one.
Flashpoint Fire Rescue.
Yeah, that's a good one for multiple players, for like a bunch of people.
And you can play with as little as 2 or 3, but it really rewards it when you go up to like 6. And I think it's more fun than I would probably recommend Pandemic if you're looking for a co-op game. But I think Flashpoint's more fun and faster to play and less prone for people to just like start quarterbacking.
Yeah, that's a problem.
But yeah, I think that's totally an option for us to play, especially if we can find one. The Battles of Westeros is too long. Hill 218 would work out well. Carcassonne, you could do Carcassonne for sure.
Yeah, that'd be easy.
We actually, there's an idea we've got kicking around to like get with Fantasy Flight to do some sponsoring and us get and play like a full game of Battles of Westeros and like get to multiple camera angles and add music and make it like really dramatic. Dun, 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 yeah. Dun, dun, dun. You know, Tyrion Lannister charges with his force of Lannister pikemen and is repelled.
Oh my God! Don't kill me.
He's repelled
that kind of shit
by Stannis and his Baratheon cavalry. Yeah, that'd be cool. But someone have to show us the money
and then have a post game wrap up where we quarterback it. We say, all right, here's what they did. The strategy failed at this point. Here's what they should have done.
Yeah, make it like a sporting event.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
And the game's beautiful
because we always have those conversations after we play that game. We end up like, oh man, there was this one point where I just rolled bad, or this one point where I made a mistake and got flanked, and if that had changed, maybe this would have happened.
Right, or instead of trying to control this choke point, if I'd have given that up,
fallen back,
maybe that, because that's the thing, is like there's so many cool scenarios and they're all fairly well balanced that it takes a while to decide how you should play it.
Oh yeah,
because there's terrain advantages and there's forest and hills and rivers and like all kinds of stuff you got to be aware of. And we kind of got in a rut where we're just playing the epic battle of the Battle of King's Landing
because no one can win it. Like from the Lannister side, nobody can win that.
Well, the thing is we kept, and that's the other thing, we keep making mistakes on how to play the game. So we get through it and like, man, it seems like this is bullshit. And we read the rules like, oh yeah, we're doing that wrong. And I don't think we played it right yet.
Yeah, I need a Fantasy Flight judge to come in there and
Robert Kuda, the designer, needs to come fly out from wherever.
The funny thing is, we did, like when we played that game for the first time, we sat down and at a convention, I think at Gen Con, and played the game under his tutelage. You know, it was
decided to buy it right then and there.
Yeah, it was a really cool experience. And I could definitely tell it was a complicated game that we were going to get into. Yeah. So that's a good one.
I think that'll be about it. Next week, let's see. Look at the calendar here, because we're getting hard on it, Jim. I think next week we might do a little gift exchange.
Okay, sure.
It's the week before Christmas. I know you and I are both traveling during the week of Christmas, which we might not have a lunch with Jim and A.Ron. So might get our gift giving exchange in next week for lunch with Jim and A.Ron. And if I can find my 218, maybe we'll throw down, fight over the hill.
All right.
Thanks everybody.
Winner takes all the gifts.
Well, see, we won't unwrap them.
Yeah.
So that'll add a little. It's like you bet unwrapped presents, or you bet wrapped presents, and you don't know. Like maybe that's a good one, maybe it's a bad one. It's a big, but maybe it's a big empty box full of dog shit. Which I guess it wouldn't be empty, but you know what I'm saying.
Sure.
I think you know what I'm saying.
Mostly empty.
Yeah. So I forgot that they didn't have it set up with Jonathan Banks mode.
Goddamn.
Anyway, thanks for everybody for watching. We'll see you next week, and stay tuned for more content. Got the Godfather podcast in celebration for 6 million.
Yep.
American Horror. Breaking Bad coming out today.
I have a feeling we're going to do something with our new camera techniques that we've learned.
Certainly. Get a little bit more mastery of that stuff. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting, and we will see you guys later.